They've added functions to Minecraft. Ah! What's up guys, the Minecraft Scientist here, and whoa, Minecraft 1.12 has brought with it so many small but highly important changes to command blocking, and it is insane, it is just insane. There were changes to the chain command blocks. It is now possible to do if-else statements and loops and whatnot, and of course there's all the advancements thing, but today I want to talk about a very recent update, the functions. A function system in Minecraft. It is something that was missing for a really long time. We used to make functions as huge chain of command blocks and call them with redstone blocks and stuff, but now there is a proper way of doing things. So what is a function? A function is essentially a text file that is placed in the world save folder. The file contains a list of commands that will be executed every time the function is called. To call a function, there is a new command, /function, and then simply the name of the function. So you're probably thinking, well, a list of commands, what's the big deal? So the thing is, all of the commands in the function run in the very same tick. And you can also use the command /function inside of a function to make a function call another function or call itself. And you'll see in a minute why this is very useful. So here we are inside of the world save folder. This is of course inside of the Minecraft folder, saves, and then the name of the world. So if you go to the folder data, you can see a new folder called functions. Inside this folder you can make as many subfolders as you want to sort the functions. You can see I've made a folder called tutorial, and inside of this I have my function files. These are txt files, and they contain all of the commands that the function will run. Unfortunately, since I recorded this, it has already changed, and you are now supposed to save the files as .mc function files and not txt. Inside the files, you have your list of commands, each command in its own line. You can write comments by typing in the beginning of the line either / or hashtag. This has also changed, and you are now allowed to write comments only by hashtags. Also, you are not allowed to have the / in the beginning of the command, which is really upsetting. So let's take a look inside of the file function1. It has first a comment, function1, and then 3 commands. The first is execute @s/say function1. @s is a new selector in Minecraft 1.12, which selects the entity that runs the command. For example, if I run the command, it will select me and cause me to say function1. The second is execute ls score value min equals 100. It selects me only if my value score is 100 or more, and if it is, it says your value is already 100. Then execute @s score value equals 99, aka if my value score isn't 100 or more. And then it calls another function called tutorial::loop. Inside of the function loop, there are 2 simple commands. Scoreboard players add @s value 1. It adds me 1 to the value score. And then it checks again to see if my value is still less than 100. And if it is, it calls the loop function again. So a function can call itself. So whoever played a bit with programming probably recognizes this pattern because it's a while loop. It is called that way because the code loops itself again and again as long as a certain condition exists. When the condition stops existing, the code will stop looping. In this case, all of the code in this function runs again and again and again as long as my value score is less than 100. As soon as my value gets 100 or more, it will stop the loop and continue as normal. If I were to call this function from a command block in a chain, the game wouldn't move to the next block in the chain until the loop would finish its operation. Keep in mind that I've included only 1 command in the function, which is not so efficient, but you can put as many commands as you want in this function and they will all run the required number of times, all in the same game tick. So what would essentially happen if I had a value score of 0, The function will start by increasing that to 1, then check if it's less than 100, and yes it is, and then call itself again. Then it will increase my value to 2, and then check again, it is still less than 100, so it calls itself again. That process will happen again and again and again and again, until I will have a value score of 99, in which case it will increase that to 100, and then this execution won't run anymore. So let's see that in action. So if I'll just set my value to 0, you can see that when I press this button, my value is instantly replaced by 100. If I'll press it again, while my value is already 100, it will say your value is already 100, because that's what we programmed it to do in this case. So I could theoretically just set up a repeating command block with this command /scoreboard players add @p score value equals 99 value 1. Theoretically, it will act the same way as my function. But if I set this to always active, you can see my value is slowly increasing from 0 to 100, and it takes about 5 seconds to go from 0 to 100. I will do this one more time. Essentially, every tick my value gets increased by 1, and that way it takes 5 full seconds to do it 100 times. Of course, I can add more command block to the chain and run more commands every time my value gets increased. Just like in the function, I could add as many commands as I want to the loop. But in the function, as you can see, in the press of a button, it all happens instantly. This list of commands is executed 100 times, and it all happens in the same tick. And that's, my friends, is the game changer. There are so many things we can do now that either weren't possible before or were possible in a very tricky and complex way and now are easier than ever before. The function system allows us to make instant loops to run commands 100 times or more in the very same tick. And other than that, it also gives us opportunities to make operations in a more organized and convenient way than before. We can now organize commands that we use frequently inside of a function and just call it from anywhere in the world without worrying about loaded chunks and redstone update order and stuff. And just overall, they give us more flexibility with the way we're doing commands. So thank you Mojang for that. To round up this video, I just want to go over the structure of the while loop so all of you can use it in your creations. So first we have the main function where we want to call the loop from. It doesn't have to be a function, it can be a command in a command block. We have here the execute commands that checks for the condition and then calls to the loop function. Inside of the loop function we have all of the commands that we want to run every time, and then we check again for the condition, and if it's true we call the loop again. And that's all. It is that simple to create instant while loops in Minecraft 1.12. So that is that about functions in Minecraft. I'm soon gonna make more videos about the other changes to command block in Minecraft 1.12, and there's a lot of exciting news about chain command blocks and advancements and whatnot, but more on that in a later video. That's all for today guys, I really hope you enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to get more videos just like this one. This has been the Minecraft Scientist, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!